We're here with Denver Mayor Michael Hancock, the 45th mayor of Denver, and we're here at South by Southwest in Austin. What brings you to Austin for South by?
A lot of reasons, a lot of things have brought us out here. We're going to be talking about technology, about smart cities, about mobility, about affordable housing. So there are a lot of the great conversations taking place here at South by Southwest, including some great music.
And I know that you are on a panel about affordable housing and how data can help. What do you plan to present at that panel?
We're really going to talk about some innovative steps that we've taken in Denver to address the issue of affordable housing. I think outside of the issue of mobility is one of the top two issues of this nation right now, no matter where you are. And so we're going to be talking about what we understand about the people who are really struggling with affordable housing today in Denver, about what are some of the things that they miss when they are paying way more than they should for their rent or mortgage, and how cities can be creative about abating those challenges.
And I know you're slated to join us for a panel in Denver on April 18th around performance-driven government. Denver has been a leader in that subject matter. How has it been helpful to you, not only to make government more efficient, but perhaps to help citizens better understand what you're doing and how?
Well, it is very important that citizens recognize, first of all, they're interacting with government on a daily basis. And it's important for the government to recognize that our job is to make it easier for you. With today's innovations and technologies, it makes no sense that we are requiring more of our citizens than we actually should. And so it helps us to really know what citizens are wanting to do or in terms of their interaction, and for us to take those steps necessary to make it easier, more convenient, and affordable for them to interact with city government. So we've been spending a lot of time over the last 6.5 years removing barriers, making government work better, be more efficient and smarter.
Now, I know you were here last year at South by, and you were one of the finalists with the Smart Cities Challenge with Department of Transportation, something we were covering then as well. I know that you had a quote, and I'm going to read it because I thought it was a great quote. "We need to transform our city from a car-focused, automobile-centric system to a people-centric transportation and mobility system." How are you going about doing that in Denver?
Yeah, well, first it's taking a lot of analysis, data gathering in terms of how people want to move about the city, understanding what choices and options we have available to them or not, and then how we go about creating an opportunity for people to use our streets differently and in a more multimodal way. Streets were built for automobiles. That was done decades ago. Unfortunately, or fortunately today, people want to use these roads differently today, whether it's biking, somebody want to walk. And so we got to, as a city, begin to adjust and move toward that more multimodal use of our roads. So that's where we're going, being more focused on what people want and less about what the demands of the cars are.
Now, I know, adjusting as Denver is a booming population is a big subject, and how do you keep Denver affordable and available to all while you're having this high demand and huge growth in your city center?
One of the things that's important to look at Denver or the cost of living in a broad sense. It's not only a matter of just providing affordable housing, it's also about what does economic mobility look like? How do we make sure people are prepared to compete in this new economy in a way that they are able to raise their income levels and increase their ability their capacity to take care of their families in a much more comfortable manner.
Yeah. Now, I know that, changing the subject a little bit, you and Governor Hickenlooper welcomed about 75 refugees at Union Station in the ceremony last month. Tell me a little bit about that and what it's been like for the city, and how have you been helping to bring new people in who may be fleeing persecution or war-torn countries?
Well, one of the things we don't want to do is to change who we are, and we are a city and a state that's open and welcoming and inclusive. We've had immigrants come into our state for many, many decades, if not centuries. The reality is that we have a broken immigration system. We must work to fix it. Otherwise, we're going to end up hurting the people that are seeking our support and our help. And that's just who we are as a nation and who we are as a state and a city. We're not going to change that. And so we're really just focusing on those things necessary to help people come into our city, begin the process of assimilating into our mainstream way of living in our city and our state.
Now, Mayor Hancock, I know you're a sports nut. I know that I saw you tweet out a picture of yourself with the Stanley Cup. So I'm as a fellow hockey fanatic, I hope you didn't touch it because you know that's bad juju right there, right?
Yeah. Well, I did touch it.
Oh no.
We missed that Stanley Cup in Colorado, so I touched it with a little hope that we're going to will it back into Colorado soon.
All right. Well, as a Rangers fan, I have to say, I hope it stays east, but
Yeah.
that's all right. Well, I really enjoyed talking with you. Thanks so
Same here,
much.
Mitch. Thank you. Anytime.